Going live again. It's been a while since I've gone live. It's been a while since I've been on YouTube, but there's several topics I need to address, certain topics that I need to talk about, and certain things I need to discuss. Because I see a lot of things going on, a lot of hypocrisy, a lot of fakeness going on, a lot of two-facedness going on, and I gotta call a spade, man. And this topic that I will be addressing today is YouTubers using BlackPill in their titles for views. And I'm referring to YouTubers like AMS, the alpha male strategy, that type of guy, that guy who basically, you know, fits the standards of what you consider to be a high value man or a woman or a man that women are seeking after at their desire because of his status, his fame, his looks and all this stuff. I have an issue with these type of men because they are not struggling to get women. They're not struggling to find women, to date women, to have women on rotation. In fact, they have multiple women on rotation. So they always have women to choose from. And they don't have to fully commit to any of these. They just use them as gardening tools. You get what I'm saying? And a woman will still flock to him because he has the look, the money, and the status that they seek in a man. And the problem I have with guys like this, he called these guys dating coaches, is the fact that they use black pill in their title and they don't understand or comprehend the struggle that a real man goes through that a man is going through that deal with black pill. They know a lot of men are struggling out here. There are a lot of men that are considered undesirable. There are a lot of men who are not getting the love and affection from women like that. And he knows that using the black pill name in his title will attract these men to his channel. And there's a lot of desperate men out here that will do anything they can in order to get some pussy, or who seek some advice and how to get women and how to use game in order to attract women. So there's a lot of desperate, lonely men out here that will gravitate to channels like that because they think this is going to be the answer they've been seeking for a very long time. And it disgusts me, to say the least, that you got guys like AMS, like, who use black pill, the name black pill, in their title because it's like a way of exploiting these lonely, desperate men in order to get views, in order for them to generate revenue, because these men are going to spend money. A lot of these men out here are willing to spend a whole lot of money in order to get game, in order to understand female nature, in order to understand how they can improve their game in order to attract a woman. So this is a marketing strategy 101, because these YouTubers like AMS, they are not struggling with attracting women, so they can't relate to what a man goes through if they're are identify if they're black pill, if they're going through a black pill, or they identify as TFL, or forever alone, those type of men. They're basically under the same umbrella. It's a black pill community. But he doesn't understand the pain and the frustration that these men go through on a daily basis when it comes out to dealing with women, and how these men are being shunned. These men are being ridiculed. These men are being stigmatized. Like, a lot of these men, for no fault of their own, are just being singled out by women because they don't fit the stereotype of what these women like in a man. Whether it could be the way they look, based on their physical structure, their height, and stuff like that. And one thing I remember watching the live stream from AMS, and he was saying, just because you're out there and a woman says no doesn't mean it doesn't shouldn't bother you. He said something on the line along the lines like, "Oh, you shouldn't be afraid of rejection. You should go out there and approach at least you could approach 1,000 women, and even if you get rejected by every single one of them, you will get eventually someone to say yes to you. And I when I heard that, I just said to myself, this guy is truly delusional, because he doesn't struggle with rejection like a lot of these guys out here are dealing with. And it's not good to your self esteem to get rejected over and over again. Um, when a man has been, turned down by a woman on a regular basis and multiple occasions, it affects their self esteem. It's not healthy to constantly put yourself out there where you keep getting the same results over and over again. That's the definition of insanity. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome. So for AMS to put out there that you just got to keep approaching women, even if you get rejected 1,000 times, it doesn't matter. It's just it's setting up these men for failure. It's doing more harm than good, and he just saying this just to promote himself as this like guru of what guys should do, that are struggling with the TFL, that struggling that are in the black people. I'm talking about real people. I'm not talking about, because he had people that come to his live stream. These men are not. They don't identify with the black pill movement because they have women. They have multiple women on rotation. They have guys. They have they have relationships. So these men are not struggling with getting women. They're just struggling with how to keep a relationship or how to get more women on their team. So it's really a game for these guys. So I have an issue with this because it's exploiting a lot of desperate lonely men, because a lot of these men that watch his streams, they trying to get some inside knowledge or some game on how they could attract women. So they're willing to do whatever it takes to learn about the aspect of how to build up their confidence in order to talk to women. And women are very very judgmental. Like they stereotype you out. They already know in a matter of seconds if they want to deal with you or not. And AMS don't have to struggle with the same issues with attracting women like the regular guys a regular man has to, because first of all he has the height. He's like 6'5", or I think, or 6'6". He has the height, so women are already going to be drawn to him. Women, there's a lot of women out here. You don't have to have game. You don't have to really have confidence. You don't really have to have none of the stuff. If you have a certain height, if you're above 6 feet, like 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", women are gonna gravitate you regardless of who you are as a person. It has nothing to do with personality. It really is based on those physical traits that you possess, like your height. And AMS has that height factor into it. So his his ability to attract women is not really based on how much game he has. A lot of times it's based on the fact that he's tall, and women are drawn. There's a lot of women that are drawn to tall guys. Like they will gravitate towards tall guys, and the guy don't really got to spit game, because I've seen this in person where they're tall guys, but they don't really got game like that. They are like geek. They look nerdy. They don't even know how to talk proper. They don't even know how to conduct themselves and talk proper, and they still have women. And I'm like, wait, is it really based on how they have how they talk? Is it based on their approach? Is it based on how they carry themselves? Because it's like a lot of these women just seem to just like them, and I realized no, it's because of their height. A lot of times, a woman will deal with a man. Doesn't matter what, even if he may be socially awkward. If he's over 6 feet tall, if he's like 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", she would just deal with him because in her mind she wants to get with a man that's tall because she wants to have kids that end up being tall, or she likes to look up to a guy that's taller than her. So height has a lot to do with it. Like height does play a role in attracting women. And if you're not of a certain height, you gotta work a lot harder than someone who's over 6 feet tall in order to attract a woman. That's just a fact. You gotta have a lot more game. You gotta carry yourself a certain way. You gotta have swag. You gotta know how to approach women, because a woman know within the first 3 seconds of meeting you if she wants to deal with you or not. Like she gonna see size you up. She gonna look at you and see, okay, does this guy fit this the category I want in a man? And and a lot of times when she come across a guy that of a certain height that doesn't meet the height threshold, she expect that man to have her expectations goes up through the roof. So now you gotta have a certain amount of money. You gotta make over what a certain like 80, 90,000 a year. You gotta have something that she could exploit. You gotta have resources. You gotta have a whole lot of stuff for her to want to deal with you. But there's a lot of guys out here that don't really have much to offer to a woman, but she likes them based on the superficial expectations, superficial norms, or whatever you want to say. Like, so there's a lot of women out here that are not really dealing with a man because she's actually attracted to him like that. She just likes the fact that he has a certain look about him, whether he's just physically attractive or he's tall, you know, things of that nature. So it's like it really is not about game, honestly, because that's why I can't stand so-called dating coaches like that because they fit the narrative of what a woman desire. They got the looks. They got when it comes on when I talk about looks, I put them on the same category. Your height, just the physical features you possess, the looks, your face, your facial structure, your body type, the way your body is shaped. These all play a role and all are part of the same umbrella when it comes down to looks. So when you take that into consideration, a lot of guys just hit the genetic lottery and they just get attention from women. They get validation from women. So it boosts their ego up to the point where they feel like they got it made like that. But in essence, they really don't got a game like that. They really don't know how to talk to women. They don't know how to approach them. It's just that women just naturally gravitate towards them because of these superficial norms that they possess when it comes on to their looks. And when I'm talking about looks, I'm talking about everything when it comes on to their under the same umbrella. When it comes on to looks, I'm talking about their height, their physical traits, their jawline, the way their body is shaped, if they have an athletic build to them. These are all part of it these are all part of the same umbrella when it comes on to looks. So these guys already hit it with the genetic lottery, right? When it comes on to looks, they already hit it. So guys like AMS, he already hit the genetic lottery. I mean, he may have a bald head, but come on now. A lot of these women don't even care about you if you have a bald head. If you're over 6 feet, if 3, 4, 5. If you're over 6 feet tall, you're like 6 foot, 6. You know what I mean? If you're that height, women are gonna just draw. They're gonna not gonna look at you over your bald head. They don't care about that because your height is gonna supersede that. So when it comes on to these standards that these women have, it's not really based on your game. It's like that's one thing I have. That's one problem I have with these dating coaches. Is they sell these guys a pipe dream because when you're not of a certain height, I think height is one of the most important factor that come into play when it comes on to attracting women because I've seen this up close and personal. I had a coworker. I'm speaking from experience. I had a coworker that was 6 feet 4. He was born in the same island as me, raised in the same parish. He's from Clarendon. In fact, my close friend, my best friend that I knew since childhood, his name is Dexter. I've known him since he was a child. He was not that physically attractive when he was small. People used to, I used to come to his defense and stuff. But as he got older. He's like 6 feet something, and he said he fucked so much different women, and I realized, man, like he just hit the genetic lottery, and he plays basketball and stuff like that, and I see that now. It's like, damn, some guys they just run out of luck. They didn't hit the genetic lottery, and you think it's something wrong with you when it's really certain factors that were out of your control, like your height. You can't control how tall you are, and if you're a guy that's like under 6 feet tall, if you're 5'11", you could pass off as 6 feet because sometimes it's hard to tell, you can't differentiate that. But if you're like 5'7" and 5 foot, 6, 5 foot, it's obvious that your height is going to stand out to women. And majority of these women don't like guys who are below 6 feet tall. I mean, they may say, height has nothing to do with it, but that does play a role. When you think about height and you think about, how certain guys just have it easier than others. They don't really gotta have game like that. They really don't gotta talk to women a certain way. It's just because of their height why women are drawn to them. It's just because of how tall they are. Like women just throw themselves at them. And I'm like, wow, I see this all the time. Like I said, I had a friend that was really close to me when they were young. He wasn't that attractive, you know what I mean? Like look wise. But once he grew up and he grew into his height, he said he had no problem with attracting women. And then my coworker, this separate story, he was from the same parish as me because I was born in Jamaica, but I was raised in Clarendon. He's 6'4". And I remember one particular incident, and this is when I know that the dating game is rigged. Like this is when my eyes open up and I realized all the stuff that we're being told is a lie, man. It's a lie. Not everybody has it the same, and it's not really based off a game. It's based off these superficial norms that you are these rules that that women have for you or expectations they demand from you. So I remember one particular incident. I was walking with my friend. This guy is 6'4", right? He's a coworker of mine. I wouldn't necessarily call him a friend. He's like an associate type of person to me. So I seen women just literally walk up to him and like make themselves readily available, and like they gave him this they gave him a lot of chooser signals, a lot of chooser signals. Like you could just sense the aura. Like they were opening up themselves to him to like basically approach, or they will come up to him and like it was just obvious that they really wanted to deal with him because of that. And I realized, wow, my eyes opened up and I realized these people are living completely different lives than a regular guy like me. Like in order for me to get the results that I want from a woman, I would have to work a lot harder and I would have to have something or some possess some skills for them to be attracted to me. I don't even get the same response. So it tells me that the dating game is rigged, man. It's not the same. Like nobody is created equal. Because when I seen how women were just like walking up to him and they were giving him choosing signals, like choosing signals that they would smile, and a woman will make it easy for you if they like you. They will make it easy for you. They will open up the doors for you. They won't be closed off. They will be very friendly to you. They will be very feminine, and they will just make you. It's like you just gotta walk through the door. But if a woman is not really attracted to you like that, you're gonna have to put. There's gonna be a lot of pressure. There's gonna be a lot of what do you call it? Like you could almost feel the energy as if it's an off-putting vibe where you're like you are trying to prove yourself to her. If you gotta feel like you gotta prove yourself to a woman for her to like you, that means you're already lost to begin with. If you gotta prove yourself to a woman, you shouldn't have to prove yourself to anybody. A person is supposed to gravitate towards you because of who you are, not based on what you could do for them. And I really believe, and I realize that a lot of times guys who question themselves and think maybe I gotta do better. That's why another thing I have with these dating coaches is that they exploit these men, these desperate lonely men, and like I said, they use the black pill, as a bargaining chip for them to exploit these men. A lot of times, what they will do is, they realize it's easy for them to attract women because of their height and because of their looks and because it's just the fact that they just hit the genetic lottery, right? They don't have to struggle with getting women, even if they don't understand how to talk to women, because a lot of them don't have any communication skills. A lot of them can't even have a long conversation with a woman. They don't even know how to conduct themselves as a man when it comes out to attracting women. What they really have is just they just have the physical traits that women desire, and they just got to do the bare minimum to attract that woman. What they will do is they will sell this pipe dream, and they will basically act as if they have the tools and the knowledge of how you could attract women. But you have to understand they have it easier than you. They just in a whole different world than us. So their confidence is naturally going to be high, because when you get the validation from a woman, and women are gravitating towards you, and they're giving you the true signals that you want, that boosts your self-esteem. That boosts up your ego. That makes you feel like, okay, I'm worth something. Because imagine this, in the dating game, when you got women that are constantly getting, praised, and they getting showered with gifts and validation, and that boosts their ego, right? That makes them feel like they're worth something. And positive reinforcements does play a big role and a big part in how someone feels about themselves. And it's easy for someone who gets validation and attention from women to say, "Oh, you just gotta have confidence. You just gotta believe in yourself. You just gotta get yourself out there, and you get women." It's because they have it easier. So based on their experience, it's easy for them. It's easy for them to say, "You gotta do this. You gotta do that." But if you're not of that type, right, and you're struggling with attractive women, it's not easy for you to just say, "Oh, I just got to put myself out there," because based on your experience, that you've been been denied of that opportunity to attract a woman. So I really have a problem with these YouTubers using the black pill movement to boost their channel, because they know this is a way to exploit men. Because like I said, there's a lot of men that are struggling with attracting women, and it's no fault of their own. It's just that these women have these ridiculous standards and expectations they have for a man. If you're not of a certain height, they already count you out. You got to prove yourself to her for her to want to deal with you. If you don't make a certain amount of money, then she don't want to deal with you. It's like their expectations is through the roof, and it's like guys who meet certain expectations, that they could be of a certain height, they have a certain physique, they have a certain stature. And I'm not saying nothing is wrong with working on yourself is important. It's good to develop yourself as a man. Like, one thing I really focus on and I really take pride in is self improvement. So I'm not saying, oh, it's a victim mentality that I'm trying to promote here, because it's like, yo, as a man, you got to do what you can to better yourself. You got to, if it means going to the gym, which is something I take pride in, I work out, I do what I can to be in the best shape that I possibly can be. And I do it for me. I don't do it for a woman. But at the same time, I also expect that if I'm working on myself to better myself, I would want to attract a woman too. So I'm not saying, oh, I don't go to gym just to not attract women. Like, anyone who tells you, oh, you gotta work out and you gotta do the things you need to do to do it for you, and it's not for women, it's a liar. Because every guy that goes to the gym and try to build their muscle and try to be more physically attractive, they're doing it in order to attract the opposite sex. And that's another thing I can't understand about these dating coaches. They lie too, and they sell you pipe dream, because a lot of them will say, oh, when you go to the gym, when you do this, you do that, do it for you, don't do it for women. But everybody do it for a woman. Everybody does it. These dating coaches, they don't go to the gym for the fact that they're going it just to get healthy or do this. They do this for women too. All right, she was calling me. Somebody called me from a private number. I don't know who the hell just called me from a private number. That was weird. But anyways, what I was saying is this: you gotta do. You got. I lost my train of thought. I really lost my train of thought. I really lost my train of thought. Some random person called me from a private number. I lost my train of thought. What I was saying again? So I was saying that the game is rigged. The game is very rigged. And that's why I say I can't stand these dating coaches that use the black pill movement because they understand that guys that are struggling with attracting women are going to gravitate toward their channel, and they're gonna spend money on, and it's basically a money making business for them. So they're gonna keep exploiting these men in order to get money from them, and they really don't necessarily care about these men and the struggle they're going through with attracting a man. Excuse me, attracting a woman or the opposite sex. It's because they're gonna keep using the black pill. They're gonna use like certain titles to keep getting these men drawn to their channel. What's up, Jaw Skillful? I'm good, man. How's everything going? How's everything going? But yeah, 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 yeah. You understand what I'm saying? So this is why I can't really relate to these dating coaches, because they got the looks, they got the status, they got the fame, and it's easy for them to attract women. A lot of them don't even necessarily have game like that. It's just that they hit the genetic lottery, and women are just gravitated towards them. They just gravitate towards them. Just checking in. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I haven't been in live for a minute, man. I've been MIA, but I've been trying to get back on my feet. To be honest with you, when when I get back on you know, on my feet, and trying to be productive, and trying to help sustain myself in this evil world, this satanic world we're living in. This is this type of world we're living. You gotta do what you gotta do to survive, right? So I've been working. I've been trying to do what I can. Hopefully, doors will open up for me, and I will be able to, get where I need to go. But it's definitely been a struggle, to say the least. But I'm not gonna let anything bring me down, and I'm just gonna keep moving forward, and eventually something's gonna give way. Because the more you keep pushing, the more you keep striving for greatness, is more chance that you're gonna succeed. So I'm just staying positive and realizing everything is gonna work out at the end. So I'm not worried about it. But anyways, like I said, the game is rigged, man. The game is rigged. Don't let anyone make you think that, oh, you gotta have more confidence. You gotta, sometimes you just didn't make it. You didn't make the cut. Just like when a team player is trying to qualify for the Olympics. Let's say the Olympics. I'm gonna use this straight example. I watched the Olympics, or track and field, the world champs, right? You have the national trials where the best athletes in the country compete for the spot to qualify for the world championships, or the Olympics. And when it comes down to time, it's strictly based on who performed the best at that given moment. If you don't run the time that you need to run in order to qualify for the Olympics or the world champs, you're not going to be able to compete. It doesn't matter what you do, doesn't matter, what case you're trying to make. You got to run the time you need. You got to run in the top three. And if you don't make it, you're just not going to be able to compete. So that's just the way it comes on to women. It's like sometimes you just didn't make the cut. It doesn't matter how much confidence you have, doesn't matter what you think about yourself. It's like you just didn't make the cut for whatever reason. A lot of times women will just don't want to deal with you because you're not tall enough. And it has nothing to do with who you are as a person. It has nothing to do with your personality. It has nothing to do with your confidence. It has nothing to do with that. It's just that you simply didn't make a cut. She didn't want to deal with you because of your height. And I just can't believe, like, people will lie and tell you, oh, it's not about the height. It's not about this. It's about confidence. A lot of time it's about just a woman not dealing with you because of these superficial, and a lot of women are becoming more superficial by the day, because social media has ruined the dating scene. Like, because of social media, women have so many options they could choose from. So a guy could literally have the qualities of a man that they want, and she still don't want to deal with him because of these superficial norms. Because it's like, oh, you don't meet a certain height standard. Because of that, I don't want to deal with you. And the man, it has nothing to do with the man's confidence or his personality. He could be the most respectful, most kind-hearted person, and the woman still don't want to deal with him because, like, she looked down on him because of his height, and that's just a fact. And this is not true for everyone, but a lot of women are like this. You said good stuff. I'm in the process of going back to school to complete my degree and officially leave this menial job I'm currently working. Man, all power to you going back to school, man. It's definitely good. It's good, man. If you pursue a higher education, man, it's all power to you, man. I would go back to school if I could, but at this moment I wouldn't because it's too expensive. And in my situation, I already have experience and I already have put in the work. So it's all based on just working on what I have acquired throughout the years and just building on my resume. Because at this point, it's like I could work in a field and make a good amount of money based on my experience. And I'm not really, I'm not really that desperate to go back to school. I guess I could in the future, but right now, my main focus is to pay off my loans and get that experience that I need in order to help move my career to the next level, and just keep pursuing knowledge and keep having that desire to succeed, and that's what keeps me going. A college degree doesn't really, it doesn't determine your it doesn't make you who you are as a person. It's really about how you are able to apply yourself in the career in the field that you desire. It's based on the knowledge and the skills you've acquired throughout the years. So it's like you can have all this knowledge and all this, you can have all the degrees and all this stuff, but if you don't know how to apply yourself, it's basically hopeless at this point. It's like you're basically not really getting where you need to go. So it's about basically applying the knowledge and the skills you have gained throughout the years in order to make yourself sustainable, in order to get to where you need to go. But that's besides the point. That's a different topic for another day. But I just want to talk about that. I just want to address this topic because I really have a problem with these dating coaches. You know what I mean? They make so much money off of these men, and like they sell this pipe dream, and it's like they basically smoke, sunshine up your ass, like telling you all this stuff. Is like really everybody is not the same, and everybody is not created equal, and some guys just ran out, they just lucked out of certain things when it comes on to women, and you gotta have to work a lot harder, and it's like, why you gotta prove yourself to someone, to them to like, if you gotta prove yourself for someone to like you, that's a problem, yo. The fact that you gotta do something and you gotta be a certain way to attract a woman makes me know that the game is rigged. It's not where it's supposed to be, and nobody's created equal, man. I gotta like call out the hypocrisy of society, man. I'm gonna make a different topic for another day, but I gotta call out the hypocrisy because it's like people tell you, "Oh, it's this and that," but it's not really that. When you go out there and experience when you really go out there in the field and see what's going on, you realize that everyone is created equal. Not everybody has the same opportunities, the same abilities. Not everybody has the same outcome. Some people have it easier than others. That's just a fact of life. Some people could just go out and just get everything and they don't have to work as hard as some other people. And those people who are having the success that they want are telling the other people that are struggling that, oh, it's something wrong with you. You got to work on yourself. Something's wrong with you. You got to think more highly of yourself. You got to be more confident. You got to be more positive. And it's like, no, the outcome and the circumstances which the person is born into is the reason why they're struggling. It has nothing to do with how highly they think of themselves. It has nothing to do with how positive they are. It has nothing to do with how confident they are. It really isn't about that. It's about the circumstances in which they were born into, the cards they were dealt with. If you're born into a certain situation where it's like you you struggling just to get to things you want, that just means that you just lucked out. And am I saying it's impossible to get the things that you want? No, but you got to work a lot harder than the other people who have it easier. You get what I'm saying? So it's like It's really rigged, man. The game is rigged. And I don't want to hear nothing about this whole we all created equal. That's a bullshit lie. Nobody's created equal. But yeah, that's just my take on this. I really can't stand, people who like these dating coaches who use the title black pill in their use the black pill in their title to get views because like I said, it's a hustle for them because there's so many desperate men out here that are eager to do whatever it takes for them to attract the opposite sex, and then they will spend a lot of money to get some advice or some in game some game that they don't know. Really, when it comes down to it, it's about the woman. It's about pre-selection. Plain and simple. A woman know within the first 3 seconds of meeting you if she wants to fuck with you or not. She will give you choosing signals. Like I told you from experience, when I was working with my coworker, he was like 6'4", right? Women were gravitate. If I felt like I was in a different world. Like it felt surreal. I'm like, women were like making themselves, and I don't think he even noticed that. That women were literally giving him choosing signals to let him know that they want him. He was pre-selected based on his height. And me, when I'm going out there in the real world, I don't get those same type of choosing signals. You're gonna have to work. Of course, like there's women sometimes that will like you based on your way you look and your physical features, but it's like to make it seem like these things don't play a role and that it has nothing to do with your height. It has nothing to do with that. It's just it's absurd to me that these dating coaches will tell you, oh, just keep putting yourself out there, even if you get rejected 1,000 times. Like, are these dating coaches getting rejected 1,000 times? I can't stand dating coaches who tell you, oh, you just gotta put yourself out there, and even if you keep getting rejected, keep doing it again, because they're not getting rejected like that. A woman is already pre-selected. They're already getting pre-selected by women based on their height and their looks and their status and all this stuff. So they're not struggling to get women. So the fact that they're using these talking points and they are catering to these lonely men, it's like they're using these men to exploit them for views and money. You know what I'm saying? So I can't stand these type of dating. I can't stand them when they using these black pill movement. They put black pill. They a lot of this stuff they do is just like it's not genuine. It's not genuine. It really isn't genuine, man. But yeah, I'm just I'm so glad you appreciated. My cash app is being resilient. That's BeingResilient. Any type of donation will be gladly appreciated. I still haven't. I have a PayPal and I have a Zelle account. I guess I'll update that information when I can. But I think I'll wrap this video up. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel because I'm gonna keep putting more videos out. But when I don't see people that are like really helping or like helping me to grow my channel, it's like I don't have the motivation to post videos anymore because like people will watch the videos but they don't really support the channel. They don't really necessarily like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm not somebody who beg for likes and stuff. I just want to feel like my channel, that people will really support my cause and they really relate to what I'm saying. It's like it really does make a difference. It really gives you that motivation to keep posting videos. But I'm gonna come back later. I'm gonna post another video. This has nothing to do with I'm gonna talk about a different topic. I'm gonna talk about Flojo and why they should remove her 100-meter record. This is a different topic. I'm gonna talk about different topics also. There's just so many different topics I'm coming out. Stay in tune for more topics because I'm coming back with vengeance, and yeah, I'm gonna keep speaking the truth, and I'm gonna say what's on my mind, and I'm not gonna hold anything back. But anyways, thank you for watching. Appreciate the support, and speak to you some other time. Take care and have a good one. Bye for now.